Ever wondered about the life of William Shakespeare, the author to all those plays you read in high school? Well, today we're diving into the life of William Shakespeare. If you enjoy the video, please comment your favorite play by Shakespeare. Shakespeare's lost years and early career, Shakespeare's plays and poems, Shakespeare's death and legacy. William Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, a bustling market town 100 miles northwest of London, and baptized there on April 26, 1564. His birthday is traditionally celebrated on April 23rd, which was the date of his death in 1616, and is the feast day of St. George, the patron saint of England. Shakespeare's father, John, engaged in various occupations such as farming, wood trading, tanning, leatherwork, money lending, and holding municipal positions. He fell into debt in the late 1580s. William was born to John and Mary Arden, the daughter of an aristocratic landowner. It is possible that Mary practiced Catholicism during a time when those who rejected the newly established Church of England faced persecution. Did you know? Sources from William Shakespeare's lifetime spell his last name in more than 80 different ways, ranging from Shapery to Shaxford. In the handful of surviving signatures, he never spelled his name as William Shakespeare, instead using variations like Wilm Shakespeare and William Shakespeare. William was the third child among 8 siblings. 3 of his siblings died in childhood. Although no records of his education exist, it is likely that he attended a well-regarded local grammar school where he would have studied Latin grammar and classics. It is unclear whether he completed his studies or left them unfinished as an adolescent to apprentice with his father. At the age of 18, Shakespeare married Anne Hathaway, 1556 to 1616, a woman 8 years older than him. Their marriage was believed to have been hastily arranged due to Anne's pregnancy. They had a daughter named Susanna less than 7 months after their marriage in May 1583. Twins Hamnet and Judith were born in February 1585, while Susanna and Judith lived to old age. Hamnet, Shakespeare's only son, died at the age of 11. It is believed that William and Anne lived apart for most of the year, while he pursued his writing and theater career in London. They reunited near the end of his life when Shakespeare returned to Stratford. Shakespeare's lost years and early career. Between 1585 and 1592, there is a gap in the historical record regarding Shakespeare's activities. In 1592, playwright Robert Greene referred to him as an upstart crow, indicating that he had already made a name for himself on the London stage. What did Shakespeare do during these 7 lost years? Historians have speculated that he worked as a schoolteacher, studied law, traveled across Europe, or joined an acting troupe passing through Stratford. According to a 17th century account, he left his hometown after being caught poaching deer. Regardless of his activities during this period, by 1592, Shakespeare had begun working as an actor and playwright in London. His early works demonstrated a deep knowledge of European affairs, foreign countries, the royal court, and general erudition that may have seemed unusual for someone raised in the provinces by potentially illiterate parents. Some theorists have suggested that one or more authors concealed their true identities by using William Shakespeare as a front. However, most scholars dismiss this hypothesis, while acknowledging possible collaborations with other playwrights. Shakespeare's plays and poems. Shakespeare's first plays, believed to have been written before or around 1592, encompass tragedy, Titus Andronicus, comedy, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, The Comedy of Errors, and The Taming of the Shrew, and history, the Henry VI trilogy and Richard III. During this time, Shakespeare likely had affiliations with various theater companies in London. In 1594, he began writing and acting for the Lord Chamberlain's Men, later renamed the King's Men. He eventually became the company's house playwright and collaborated with other members to establish the Globe Theatre in 1599. Between the mid-1590s and his retirement around 1612, Shakespeare wrote his most famous plays, including Romeo and Juliet, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Hamlet, King Lear, Macbeth, and The Tempest. He was known for his use of iambic pentameter meditative soliloquies, and clever wordplay. His works incorporated theatrical conventions from ancient Greece, featuring complex characters with intricate interpersonal conflicts. Some plays, such as All's Well That Ends Well, Measure for Measure, and Troilus and Cressida, defied easy classification as purely tragic or comic due to their moral ambiguity and shifts in tone. In addition to his plays, Shakespeare published narrative poems like Venus and Adonis, dedicated to his friend Henry Wriothesley, and The Rape of Lucrece. During his lifetime, he was primarily renowned for his poetry. His collection of sonnets, touching on themes of love, sensuality, truth, and beauty, was printed in 1609. The sonnets did not achieve the same level of success as his earlier lyrical works, possibly due to their explicit sexual references or darker emotional tone. Shakespeare's death and legacy. Shakespeare died at the age of 52 on April 23, 1616. The cause of his death remains unknown. He left most of his estate to his daughter Susanna. His wife Anne Hathaway famously received his second-best bed. Despite requests from archaeologists, Shakespeare's tombstone has not been disturbed to determine the cause of his death. In 1623, two of Shakespeare's colleagues published the First Folio, a collection of his plays. In the preface, Ben Jonson described Shakespeare as a timeless figure. Today, his plays continue to be performed around the world and have inspired numerous adaptations in film, television, and theater. Shakespeare's influence on the English language is unparalleled, with many phrases and terms still in use today. His wordplay and idioms have become an integral part of our daily communication, showcasing the lasting impact of his literary contributions and underscoring the enduring relevance of his works. Shakespeare's legacy continues to shine brightly even after his death. His plays and poems have stood the test of time, captivating audiences around the world. The mystery surrounding his death only adds to the intrigue surrounding his life. His works have not only influenced the English language, but have also inspired countless adaptations in various forms of media. Shakespeare's contribution to literature remains unparalleled, and his impact on our daily communication is undeniable. As we continue to celebrate his genius, we are reminded of the lasting significance of his works and the profound influence he continues to have on the world of art and culture.